In the insane world of animations and animatics, there's one legend that is more beloved than any other. Sly Cooper doesn't need an introduction if that name rings a bell in your head. The only thing that could describe him is mischievous and clever, including his friends Bentley and Murray helping him. They were childhood friends after he witnessed the Fiendish Five take out his mother and father, and the rest was history. However, even after the defeat of Clockwork, Sly felt something was off. He can't place his finger on that mysterious presence he has detected, but mainly after he finds his way back home and starts a new life with Carmelita, like starting a family and raising 2 sons to be the next to the legacy of skilled thieves of the Thieves Raccoonus. He is overall haunted by something, an old relic or enemy deep in the back corners of his mind that has a deep hatred for the Coopers. I remember when I was 16 in early November 2020, after the power came back in my area while still in high school, I was scrolling through YouTube while trying to watch something and do my schoolwork, and the video glued my eyes to it. The title of the animation was called Mechanical Fright, made by an underrated animator, less known in the community by the username Carmelita of Chaos. I was intrigued and glued by the thumbnail. The thumbnail terrified me, and it showed Sly with more muscle in his body than skinny. Next to Sly is also Carmelita directly in the shadows with mechanical parts and glowing yellow eyes in the ruins of a cathedral. The runtime of it was 11 minutes and 47 seconds. The video starts with the roof of the cathedral cracking down and the Cooper Gamemobile in the cracks of it, while the camera pans down to Sly underneath the eerie silence, including the crackling fire and debris. He got off the debris and noticed the mess of the place, including the sky of Paris during the winter time into the sunset. A mix of lavender, pink, yellow, and orange, creating a beautiful view amidst the destruction, along with cutting back to Sly and a burnt photo of him and Carmelita dating. A single teardrop fell onto the photo, and he finally whimpered something. Carmelita, you and I are different aside. Still, I have to save you from that vile machine. Determined while wiping the tears off, putting the burnt photo into his pocket, and grabbing his cane, he was wandering the ruins of the building while trying to find Bentley and Murray. But to his surprise, they were nowhere else to be seen. He was worried for his friends, including Carmelita, still wandering around the haunted area, trying to find where she was, including him battling robotic guards. He slid through the wires and sneaked through every knot and cranny it had. Finally, he saw Carmelita in a large office, and the lavender candles were dying, including the flame fading out. Carmelita? Is that you? He asked the thing that looked nearly similar to her, but it directly vanished from the whole area and thought he was hallucinating, till he was startled by a horrific hybrid of the vengeful cyborg and the charming cop, shaking while twitching uncontrollably, and bits of the machine were fused right to her and said to the cowardice Sly in a frightful tone of her voice mixed with clockwork,
"You fiendish raccoon, you truly thought you would get rid of me. I have always been watching you, and after she destroyed the hate chip, there is a back of my memories after that one was destroyed. I need to find a vessel for me to thrive much longer to get rid of you, Cooper."
After she said the last line of it, it cuts to a flashback of Sly as a child hiding in the closet because of those no-good crooks taking out his father and mother and ripping the pages of that book. He saw his father directly a close-up of him, rotting like a corpse with maggots and worms in his flesh. His leg was more mechanic and damaged while sparks of it was spewing. Younger Sly wanted to throw up at the gruesome sight he bare witness to, including the Franken hybrid of Clockwork, Carmelita saying to Sly,
"What's wrong? Still scared after you can't let go of the fears and traumas that bonded you? You're worse than you have ever been, and to be honest, no amount of remarks will save you, including your friends."
Now it cuts directly to Bentley, Murray, Dimitri, and the Panicking, twitching uncontrollably. At the same time, their faces were distorted, including most of their body have been replaced by machinery, and their eyes were glowing yellow, scaring Sly so much and curling up to a ball, crying and begging them to stop, but it was futile. The text around him was, "Fear is what keeps us alive." Sly is already very uncomfortable while sobbing and telling himself, "No, no, no!" This can't be real. What have you done to my friends and Carmelita, Clockwork? I don't deserve to suffer for no reason, but please reason with me. She didn't deserve any of it. Clockwork Hybrid said to Sly again.
There is only one truth that can shatter the barriers and lies of the thoughts you have built for a very long time. I have been immortal by design, and the truth is, you'll never run from me again. There is no escape from the personal hell you dug yourself into. Now you relive that night every time you go to sleep.
One of her hands turned to a sharp Swiss army knife, and Sly placed his right hand on his chest, feeling how fast his heart was beating. Knowing it was the end for him, there was nowhere to rerun, and looking at the mess he thought he made, he was shaking while crying. He was cornered by his friends, now turned into horrific cyborg monsters. It cut back to flashbacks of the good times he had with his friends from previous games redrawn into the animator's style, while Sly said, whimpering, "Forgive me, Bentley, Hurry, Dimitri, Panda King, and Carmelita. Though you hate me the most, deep down, I am concerned and worried about you and your well-being, and I love you. I do not want to let you go." Before she could deliver the final blow to Sly, someone familiar walked into the large office, causing the flames of the candles to go out. While surveying his surroundings, he noticed they were gone and too quiet before something horrific occurred. He heard machine sounds fusing and distorted voices, and Penelope reappeared, controlling a monstrous hybrid of his friends and Clockwork, fusing into a horrendous transformer type, grabbing Sly while giggling with joy at seeing him suffer. "Why are you doing this to me, Penelope? What was the reason you betrayed us?" He yelled directly to Penelope, while she said to the cowardice raccoon, "To bring the one thing back that strikes fear and terror into you, to prove that you are nothing of a mere weakling you truly are." The hand of the robot creates a large hole in the windows and throws Sly to his death while standing next to the hole she created and waving the thing's hands. "Au revoir," she said from a high distance, while it cut back to Sly's life flashing through his eyes and flashbacks of him almost giving up before reaching the ground of what gruesome fate he met. Say to himself while falling directly to his death and reaching his hand as if he wants to feel the texture of the sky and sunset. "Will I ever see the light from the other side?" With the video now at the 9th minute mark, knowing directly that this roller coaster is almost over, and back to the animation, we're finally showing Sly more buffed, waking up with a cold sweat and breathing very heavily, wearing nothing but a white brief, and hearing some voices that bothered him. "Daddy, is something wrong?" The unnamed sons of Sly in their pajamas were extremely concerned for their father in the early morning light shedding through the bedroom window. The aura around the room is silent, including faint sounds of everyday life such as cars driving and traffic, including birds chirping. The leaves of the trees outside have fallen and grown colors, with noticeable tones of red-orange, including the sunrise having tones of lavender, pink, and orange. While showing a close-up of Sly's charming face, showing the two while calm winter music is playing in the background. "Daddy just had another rough nightmare, little ones. No one will ever hurt you or even lay a finger on you there. I will always be there to protect you, no matter what." It cuts to a close-up of the time on his phone. It reads 8:30 a.m. Before that scene faded to a close-up of warm cinnamon rolls resting on the stove while showing Sly in his gray robe making his morning coffee while the two sons having warm glasses of milk while he was saying to himself, "Even though he was gone, the thought of using my friends as vessels to torment me and haunt me to this very day lingers, but still, I have given up my life of crime and started a new life with Carmelita and raised two beautiful sons, and soon, when the time is right, I'll hand them the thieves raccooness and teach them to be great thieves like my great ancestors did, and I'll make sure the legacy of my family won't be tarnished by any vile force." While showing the three raccoons having a nice breakfast, cutting directly to a safe with the ancient book opening, showing a few blank pages, and those pages are reserved for his sons.